What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Another dynamite day for AMC stock. Guys, I came across a really great article I want to share with you guys. But first, I want to mention this. Last Saturday, I had said to you to be prepared for the FUD that is going to be spread going or throughout this week because their shorting tactics are becoming less and less effective. And by God, did I come across, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it by now, but I want to mention it, that an individual that was deceased, they exposed her, somebody had stolen her picture to create a fake social media account and literally admitted that they were paid off by hedge funds in order to spread FUD to us retail traders. When you let that resonate and sink in for just a second, it is absolutely deplorable and disgusting. And I cannot think of anything lower than that. And just so you know, if that gives you a little bit more strength going in to the following weeks, please, I hope it does. But I want to get into this article. I'm going to talk about a couple other ones first. Okay, before we get rolling, I want to mention this one. Morgan Stanley CEO, big run-ups in AMC, GME, and other meme stocks could be a recipe for disaster. You are starting to see the media's mentality, okay, what they are saying start to shift a little bit. I did another search in Google on AMC, saw a couple articles, and it really is, it's far different than it was months ago where they bashed the heck out of us. Then I came across this article right here. Mudrick Capital takes a massive hit on AMC shares as short bet backfires. Guys, let's talk about this for half a second. Mudrick Capital made a tidy profit earlier this month for purchasing $230 million in AMC shares, then selling the entire stake just hours later, saying the stock was overvalued, took the painful loss because of a series of bets it had also made against the company. Okay, now if you don't know this, they took out a short position before. So you remember when they purchased these stocks, I think the price was 27 bucks, or they sold it, I want to say just a few dollars over, and saying that it was overvalued and hoping the stock price would dive down, and the next day it went up over 100%. But what you may not have realized is previous to this, they took out a massive short position. And it says right here, but Mudrick didn't close out quickly enough on June 2nd. Impassioned day traders pushed AMC shares 127% higher in a single day, costing the fund hundreds of millions of dollars. When I read this, it laughed and it literally made me feel so good inside, because what Mudrick did was they tried to smack you in the face and then smack you in the ass, and we turned around and kicked them straight in the nuts. Okay, so I hope that makes you guys feel just as good as it made me feel. And also what I want to mention is this movement, we are definitely all about trying to force the margin calls and get the shorts to cover. However, in order to get to that big dog that we all know who we are after, we need to start taking little ones off the chopping block. And this is one of them, Mudrick Capital. I'd be really surprised if they step back in the ring. It's like trying to go and pet the same dog that has already bit you before. You're really going to be hesitant. So that is good news for us. Okay, so I wanted to highlight that with you guys. And then I'm also going to highlight this before I jump into my favorite, the options data, because it is so important and what you guys need to know for the days coming ahead. This is the short interest ratio, guys. They've never been 100 million shares sold short. Let that sink in. Look at this. January 15th, 29th, even the 12th average been reported. So when they talked about, oh, that was the short squeeze, guys, no the heck it wasn't. Look where we're at. All right, 100 million shares short, even higher, guys. Okay, so please let that give you a little bit of further excitement for the weekend. But one thing I'm going to mention, guys, is one thing I always talk about is the options data. We are still leading in that options volume. Absolutely insane. 1.2 million. Absolutely insane. Higher calls than puts, which is good news for us. You could jump over here to Yahoo Finance and see all of the open interest for all of the different expiration dates going forward. Okay. And we are still have so many options in the money that are set to expire as of the 18th. But what I really wanted to highlight, guys, was this right here. If you jump over to Market Chameleon, it tells you all the volume for every given date. Okay. So when people had talked about, oh, the 18th was, all the talk about the 18th being the day, there are still so much volume going on further out. All right. And if you see, it does decrease, but it's very natural. If you look at other stocks, it's very natural to have the highest volume at the expiration of the closest, especially for the individuals that trade options or trade contracts on a daily basis. But just at the beginning of the day, we were only at 115,000 for that June 25th. So seeing that continually ramp up is going to cause the stock to do exactly what you guys already know because you've been watching my channel for a while, which will show that these hedge funds, or I'm sorry, these market makers will have to hedge their position as they get closer to expiration, especially with the stock price rising, guys. If you look at where we were, I'll jump over to the 5-day, 5-minute chart just to give you a chance. We closed last week under $50, okay? And now we're already up to hitting pretty much that $60 price point. A lot of additional hedging needing to happen. Okay, so there's great news for us. Let's keep the momentum rocking. Guys, that is it for this video. I hope you're watching this at night before bed. You close your phone and you're able to literally put a bigger smile on your face after the story I just told you, especially because it's not only the fact that Mudrick literally lost on their position. It's what they tried to do to us, all right? And I love that analogy, smack you in the face and smack you on the ass, because that's what they did. They took out a sane short position. They bought these shares. They sold them viciously, all right, saying the stock is overvalued. The stock is overvalued, thinking they were going to cash in both ways, and boom, got caught with the pants down. Love catching them with the pants down. Guys, that's it for this video. I'll continue to post. I'll see you in the next one.